So we're here at the AMD Tech Day. That's what it's called, right? Tech Day?
Yeah.
Tech Day.
But we've been here like 2 days now. So Tech Day.
It's more like a tech week.
Tech Week.
Tech Week.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Tech Days.
AI is the focus, and we got Kyle here, Bitwit.
Yo.
Got Paul's Hardware.
Hello.
Very creative names. Actually, what's the origin of your names?
channel
My name is
Yeah.
Paul,
Yeah.
and
Your parents
my
named you that?
channel's about hardware. No relation to Tom's Hardware.
Okay.
My name is Kyle, and oh wait, that's not my channel name.
Channel name.
My channel name.
Bitwit.
Bitwit. You know, I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
You guys decide.
See, because he has a little. It's a small amount of wit. It's a bit of
It's
wit.
a bit
Just
of
a
wit.
bit of wit.
Not too
yeah,
much.
it's not. No,
It's the right amount.
It's very
Really?
modest. It's a very modest name.
It's actually very overboard.
Super humble.
But, you know. So AMD has shown a lot in the last 24 hours, roughly.
Yeah.
What do you think is the thing that really stands out the most for you guys individually?
Well, they had some actors pretending to be famous people.
Yeah. Charlie
Aha.
Chaplin,
Yep.
That was not the highlight.
Marilyn Manson.
They were nice people.
No.
They were nice actors. We were
Monroe.
confused though.
Yeah,
We were like,
yeah.
why?
Yeah.
is that- It's because we're at a hotel
Yep.
that's famous.
Hollywood,
I'm not answering your
LA.
question at all. I'm
Not at
veering
all.
completely
Terrible.
away from
Yeah.
what you asked.
What stood out the most?
What stood out the most?
I think, well, I don't know. What stood out to me the most was what I'm most interested in, which is the 9000 series,
Yeah.
which, you know, I think they didn't focus on quite as much as all the AI stuff.
Yeah.
I think
Not nearly enough. in my
not
opinion.
nearly enough. It was kind of like 80-20, you know,
Yeah.
split, if that. But, you know, I think I did learn a lot about AI, even though I wasn't really expecting to this week.
Personally, a lot of it went over my head.
That
it
too.
It was very detailed.
That too. I mean, I
Yeah.
got a
I
small
learned-
amount overall, but as far as what sticks out, I don't know. Nothing. The fact that I can't think that it's not coming to me right now, clearly nothing stood out.
Okay.
That doesn't mean it was any less exciting or interesting.
Yeah.
But nothing in particular.
Like in this room, we actually have a lot of demos going on here.
Yeah.
I kind of like, in terms of just, I'm not going to say it's practical AI, but typing in like a little paragraph of like an image that I want to see, and the AI coming up with it.
Yeah.
I find value in that because I have trouble drawing stick figures.
It's great for thumbnails.
Yes.
If you're like, I have an idea for a thumbnail, but I don't want to like go and just grab some random image off the web, or you want to create something that is more specific to what you have in your brain, pretty useful for that.
Yeah, and you can add more detail to it and tell it not to do certain things as well.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So I'm definitely on the fence in terms of AI because there's a lot of stuff that is like borderline ethically questionable in terms of how a lot of the engines have been trained, in terms of how they're using, you know, people's artwork and stuff that's been posted on the internet.
Yeah.
If that all that aside though, and I'm not saying that that's not a big deal, it is. It's something that we should talk about and deal with. But if you focus just on the technology side of it and how far it's come in just a couple years, and some of the arguably more practical applications that they've talked about, not just like image generation, text generation, the live real-time translation, I think, was a very useful thing. You guys have maybe seen AI do this before, but what they're talking about is like basically real time. I'm talking on like a video chat, and what the person hears on the other end is my voice speaking a different language.
It's a
like
Babelfish.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
still lots of questions for how that's going to work with certain languages like French and apparently German, where verbs
Yeah, things
don't-
are like crossed over.
can,
Yeah.
can affect like the actual translation. But
Gonna
that's
start
like
some
super
fights.
practical, very good for like actual communication person to person, and you don't have to feel like ethical qualms about it because it's just like speech translation. So
It's becoming more and more like a universal translator in Star Trek.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I'm looking forward to.
Babelfish. Did you say Babelfish?
Yeah, yeah,
Babelfish.
Okay,
Yep,
yeah.
42.
But yeah, it's both very cool and a little scary all at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's a little different than like the internet and social media. I think that was sort of a slow roll. Like it was like we were kind of just like really curious about it and didn't really know where it was going until like one day we're just like, oh, this is kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
But I think AI right out of the gate, we're already like it's
When
like,
like bang
we're
zoom
cautious.
to the moon with
Yeah,
potential.
Exactly, because now we're like AI is starting on. It's like a quantum leap on top of the quantum leap that was the internet and all the technology we already have. So it's just
Yeah.
like exponentially going. Just like yeah, some of the before and afters they were showing of the images of that guy. I didn't even realize it was a before and after of like 1 year
That's
apart.
1
How
year.
much better
Yeah.
AI's gotten. I thought it was one AI image and one actual photo. I thought it was a real guy.
Yeah.
And that's what's amazing and also kind of terrifying. You know, like the deep fakes are getting better, and
Like you saw the Toys R Us commercial?
Yeah, that was
It was
crazy.
kind of weird, but imagine how it's going to be
Uncanny.
next year.
Exactly.
You know? It's going to
Exactly.
get more and more real, basically.
And what the thing I'm going to be keeping an eye out for like the next year with AI stuff is like stuff like the Toys R Us commercial stands out because it was a poor example of AI. Like
Yeah.
they took
Yeah.
something that was like still baking and they ran with it and they're like, let's make a commercial out of
Right.
this. There's other AI stuff that can be like manually tweaked and tuned afterwards.
Yeah.
If you guys have worked with Stable Diffusion before,
Right.
Yep.
there's various ways of doing
3.0
that.
is now available.
Yeah.
And
So
yeah.
we're gonna
Sora
start.
is nuts. Sora
Sora's
the
crazy.
videos there are pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start seeing things that we don't realize are AI, and we only find out after the fact. Like you're talking about the picture you saw, and like I want to see how many versus like how many AI misses we've had in the past year of like just laughable things that
Sure.
are ridiculous.
Yeah.
How much is AI gonna fool us like in the next year with how far it's come in such a short time?
Yeah, and really, governmental regulations, they're so far behind on things like crypto and definitely AI. So it's on Intel, AMD, NVIDIA to do the self-regulation, but then that's putting a lot of hope and faith in them actually doing that self-regulation
Yeah.
When the-
without governmental oversight.
A lot of them are, probably don't even know what the hell it is.
Exactly. All right. So I think we'll end it on this note. AMD Tech Day with an S kind of at the end because, yeah. And it's been a lot of fun. So thank you to AMD for inviting us out here in Los Angeles. And I'm looking forward to seeing where AI kind of takes us.
And the performance of the Ryzen 9000 series processors when they launch.
Absolutely.
Specifically the 9950X 3D.
Mostly that.
Yes.
But we might have to wait a few months for that one.
A few months at least.
All right. Peace out.
What is your favorite jet?
I would have to say a MiG-28, of course, because I feel the need for speed.
AMD gave us steak, but not enough knives. Look at Paul
I found a better brewery. AM5.
tearing his meat.
Steak is now a finger food.
Win next year.
Hmm.
I mean, the beer
Ah,
would
yes.
be fun anywhere.